everyone, and welcome to the Latinos in Action podcast. I'm Maria, the president of LIA, and in today's podcast is going to be centered in Hispanic Heritage Month and Latin American culture. This is a special time to honor our roots, our culture, and the incredible contributions that Hispanics have made around the world. In this episode, we'll be sharing music, food, language, important people, and so much more that truly means to be proud of our American heritage. So sit back, listen, and celebrate with us because our culture is something worth sharing about.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm in Latinos in Action, and I'm going to be talking to you about Latin music and Hispanic artists. So there's a lot of different genres, main genres including salsa, reggaeton, bachata, cumbia, and a lot more. And one of the biggest Latin artists, he's from Puerto Rico, I'm sure we all know him, is Bad Bunny. And he is a global symbol for Latin advocacy, and he will also be performing at the Super Bowl this year. And another artist is Bless. He's from Colombia, and he's the first Hispanic artist to perform in the Ballon d'Or ceremony, which is basically like a soccer ceremony. Latin music is like essential and central for family gatherings, family parties, religious events, etc. And Bless and Bad Bunny both make trap, reggaeton, and just like all that type of music. Bless also makes urban Latin music, and Hispanic artists are among the biggest global stars shaping genres like pop, hip-hop, rap, etc. And yeah, that's it.
I'm Isaac. Hispanic food is incredibly diverse, flavorful, and deeply rooted in culture, traditions of Spanish-speaking countries, primarily from Latin America and Spain.
Sports is a powerful representation of strength and unity, and we must celebrate the amazing contributions of Hispanic and Latino athletes. Roberto Clemente is a great example of this because he was born and raised in poverty in Puerto Rico, Carolina. He later became one of the first Latin American players to be introduced to the Baseball Hall of Fame. He was most known for his talent, but he also did a lot of humanitarian work and died delivering aid in Nicaragua. Julio Cesar Chavez was born and raised in the abandoned railroad with his parents and 10 siblings in Sinaloa, Mexico. He later became one of the 6-time world champions and is considered one of the best boxers in history.
Languages of Latin America. When we think of Latin America, Spanish often comes to mind, and for good reason. Around 60% of the population speaks Spanish as their first language, making it the most widely spoken tongue across the region. But Latin America's linguistic landscape is far more diverse than that. In Brazil, the official language is Portuguese, spoken by over 200 million people, making Brazil the largest Portuguese-speaking country in the world. Meanwhile, in small communities in Belize and parts of the Caribbean use English as their primary language, while French is spoken in places such as Haiti. Beyond these colonial languages, Latin America is home to a rich variety of indigenous languages, more than 400 of them still spoken today. In the Andes, you'll hear Quechua and Aymara. In Mexico, Maya continues to thrive. In Paraguay, Guarani is not only widely spoken, it's an official national language alongside Spanish. These languages carry centuries of history, identity, and culture. They remind us that a common heritage doesn't just unite Latin America. It's also beautifully diverse in ways its people speak, express, and connect.
Hi, I'm Nick, and this is the historical figures section of the LIA podcast. Today, I'll be discussing 3 different historical figures, such as Cesar Chavez, Jorge Ramos, and a famous Puerto Rican baseball player. The first one, Cesar Chavez. He was a laborer in America, or he was a labor activist in America, and also a civil rights activist, and he stood up for what was right. The second one is the baseball player who was Puerto Rican and believed that no matter where you came from, you could do anything. And for the final one, Jorge Ramos. He was a Spanish businessman who inspired people to spark change, and he started as a very poor and young child.
I'm Janae, and to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, we'll be talking about one of the most famous artistic figures, Pablo Picasso. Picasso's incredible art career, spanning over 70 years, was constantly nourished by his Hispanic background, although he lived in France most of his adult life. His earliest experiences in Spain gave him the fundamental vocabulary that he never truly abandoned. In Madrid, young Picasso studied the paintings of El Greco, whose signature style reverberated throughout Picasso's artistic evolution. You can see El Greco's influences in the faces and hands of his blue period figures and the dramatic lighting of his later artwork. He took these traditional elements and used them to create something radically new.